What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is Q&A time. You guys asked me some questions. I got some answers. We're just gonna get right into it, man. Bear with me if my voice sounds a little goofy. I feel like I'm coming down with something. Let's just hope it's a cold and not that other thing. So if you guys are ready to get another epic video underway, then as always, man, I'm here to do it for you. Let's do it! Yeah! Since I am a little under the weather, we're just gonna get a little pick-me-up real quick, man. Final Boss aminos, just a little tincture, a dollop. Ooh, that's good stuff, man. FinalBossPerformance.com, code RGF10, 2 scoops. We get your whole gallon ready to go. As always, if you want to get involved in these Q&As in the future, make sure you follow me on social media. I'll put it right here. Follow me on one of them, and you might get a shout out like these fine ladies and gentlemen. First question comes from SN Dra Panda. My question is, why don't you eat vegetables? That's simple. I don't want to eat vegetables. I'm at a point in my life where if I don't want to eat something, I'm not going to force something down, man. I always say the anabolic diet, living a lifestyle that's sustainable, is all about doing things you want to do. If you got to do things you don't want to do, then I don't think it's gonna last long term, man. You know, I choked down chicken rice and broccoli for years. I swore I was never gonna do it again. And people are like, well, aren't you worried about vitamins, minerals, all this? Well, I take a green supplement every day. But even then, man, I did carnivore for 2 months. Didn't eat a single vegetable. I was strict. Didn't notice any negative side effects. I still haven't gotten blood work done yet. I will do that one of these days, maybe after this whole lockdown situation's cleared up a little bit. But I feel great, man. There's people that have done carnivore for years who haven't eaten any vegetables and they're fine. So I just think the body is a little stronger than we give it credit for, man. I don't like to overthink it. If I don't want to eat it, I'm not gonna. But even then, some of my recipes do have some like tomatoes, onion. I mean, I'm getting some stuff in from time to time, but I mean, I just ain't sweating it. I eat what I want to eat. I hit my goals, protein, calories, that's it. Thanks for your question. Next question is from Loso Houston. Hey, what happens if I hit my protein goals daily, but I keep missing my calorie goal? I would say you're not trying hard enough. That seems like an easy problem to solve. I don't say that you got to hit your protein goal, then you can't go over it. I say you got to hit your minimum protein goal, right? I try to hit 200 grams of protein a day. I'm not worried if I go over that though. So if I end up eating 350 grams of protein in a day, that's just kind of how my food's broken up, but I had to do that in order to hit my calories. I'm not worried about it, man. I tell people, like, don't overthink it. That's the point of this diet. It's so stupid simple. Figure out the calories you're trying to hit every day, get your minimum protein goal, right? Just exceed that protein goal and then stop when you hit your calorie threshold, baby. It's that easy. Don't overthink it, man. Appreciate the question. I get this one a lot, so I'm happy we could answer it. From G-Ray83, I just bought the cookbook. How do the recipes update? All right, I explain it on the actual page. If you go to the link in my description, it tells you how the cookbook updates, but it's really simple. You get the cookbook, you get an email. It's like, thank you for your purchase. Download the book here. Anytime you want to update it, just go back to that email and re-download the book. The way it works is you get the free updates, right? So anytime I drop a new recipe, it's in there, step by step. It just keeps growing. So just go back, re-download the book, and the latest, most updated, greatest copy is always in there, man. It's a gift that keeps on giving. And if you happen to lose that email and you didn't save it or you delete it, just shoot me an email, man. That email is down in the description box below, and you'll be surprised at my customer service. I pride myself on customer service. I'll get it back to you. It's an easy fix, man. I'm always here. Appreciate you, man. From Zay Jumba, how long should you continue on the anabolic lifestyle if you aren't seeing any progress but are hitting your macros? All right, a couple things to clarify here. Hitting your macros, we don't really have macros on the anabolic diet. Like I said, protein and calories, only 2 things you should focus on now. I would have to ask you what your goal is. I'm trying to zoom in on that profile picture. Do you look hefty? I'm gonna assume you're trying to cut. So if you're following it and you're consistent, right? I mean, I hear the story all the time where people are like, I've been consistent, nothing's happening. But they like, they're lying to themselves when they're lying to you, they're lying to me. They ain't really consistent. But if you're consistently eating in a calorie deficit, something has to happen. It's impossible for it not to. Same thing if you're eating in a surplus. Something has to happen. If nothing is happening, you're doing something wrong. You're either eating like right at maintenance, which even then you should be noticing something happening. You should be building muscle if you're going to the gym, right? But if nothing's happening, you need to maybe change your protein goal and your calories without seeing your entire plan and seeing what you're hitting, knowing your stats or any of that. It's hard for me to give you an honest answer, but you're doing something wrong. Something wrong. So yeah, just fix what's wrong, man. Adjust some calories. You'll be good. Next question from Mepstein1. This dude's been around forever. I've answered more of his questions in Q&As for years, man. So shout out. Thank you for the support. If it weren't for YouTube, what do you think you'd be doing right now? How would your life be different? Well, before YouTube, I was playing a lot of MMOs. I was addicted to video games. I'm talking like as bad as an MMO addiction can be. I had it, man. I was eating bad food. I was going to work. I would leave work, grab food on the way home, and I would lock myself in a room and sit and play Star Wars The Old Republic for like, I'm doing 8, 10, 12 hour stretches, man. I remember going to bed at like 3 a.m. and waking up at like 8 a.m. for work. Now if I try to do that, it'd kill me. I'm getting old. But to be honest, it's hard to say because I've been doing YouTube for a while, but I always told myself I would love to design a video game. Some of you might know I do music too. Maybe I'd focus more on music. I don't know, man. I like to create stuff, and I really get satisfaction out of like helping people, man. When people message me and they're like, hey, I've been following your diet, been doing this and doing that, and I've lost all this weight, thank you so much. Makes you feel good. Makes me feel like I'm doing something positive. So it's hard to say, man, but if I could design a video game, I think that would be really cool. I think. Appreciate your question. From David Arms T200. Sounds like a Terminator model. Tips on gym anxiety. All right, so we're talking about gym anxiety. Let's say we're talking about you go into the gym and you just maybe get nervous around a bunch of other people. This is totally normal, man. I mean, I would just call this social anxiety in general because it's like not just the gym. It can be big situations. I mean, I remember being a kid and going to parties and trying to, like, I'd get anxious before I went in. When I first started going to the gym, we just talked about it, but I had a video game addiction. I came out of a relationship I was in forever. I was addicted to this MMO for like 2 years. I was literally in like the worst shape of my life. I had no muscle, no confidence. Hadn't talked to a woman outside of the girl I'd been in a relationship with forever. Hadn't done like any socializing. Hadn't even seen my friends, man. I was locked in a room. So when I started going into the gym, it's like you walk in and everybody was bigger. Everybody was in better shape. I was just a newbie. I didn't know what I was doing. And there was a lot of anxiety there, but I always say, man, nothing in life worth having is gonna be attained by staying in your comfort zone. You have to get uncomfortable. You have to do things that you might not necessarily in that moment want to do. You gotta think of like the long picture, right? The big picture. What are you going to the gym for? You trying to get jacked? You trying to get shredded? You trying to make yourself a better person? You gotta keep your eye on that long-term prize all the time. There's days I wake up and I'm like, man, I don't wanna film today. I don't wanna go do my cardio today, but I do it. And after I'm done, I'm never like, man, I wasn't worth it. I mean, this morning I didn't feel all that good. Still went to the gym. I probably shouldn't have done that. Crap. And I feel way better now. Not 100, but I feel better. And I always say, man, an object in motion stays in motion. You get up and you start crushing your stuff. You don't just lay in bed and flip on the TV, man. You just start getting stuff done. It's for me, that's like what makes my anxiety, my overall anxiety better. If I have a day where I lay around, I am so anxious and feel like I'm letting myself down. But if I know I'm doing stuff to better myself every day, right? I'm eating my anabolic meals. I'm taking the time to cook. I'm going to the gym, hitting my cardio. Just makes life way better. And I always say, man, when you walk into a room, you should never have the mindset that anybody in that room is better than you. The society we live in nowadays doesn't really want men to be men in a way, right? But we are territorial by nature. We are combative by nature. We're always kind of looking to assert that dominance in some crazy way. So anytime I go into a room, I can walk into a room filled with Fortune 500 CEOs that are doing things on levels I couldn't even fathom. And I'm still gonna puff my chest out. I'm still gonna walk in with a big old smile. Even if on the inside I'm anxious, I'm gonna fake it, right? Because the first impression is always the most important one. And if you walk into a room like you own it, even if maybe you aren't 100% on board on the inside, there's something to be said about just walking in, chest out, being confident, walking up and saying hello, man. You see some of these guys out here that can pull some crazy attractive women, right? And you're like, how did that dude get her? You know, maybe he's just really confident. Confidence is key, and you should never have anxiety about making yourself better. It should never happen. Appreciate you, big dog. From MJ Gets Fit. How do you stay so inspired, pumping so much food ideas? Well, to be honest, kind of goes off what we were just talking about. I think if you're gonna do something, you should try to be the best you can be at it. There's a lot of people that do what I do, or they try to at least. And I look at the amount of output I have, I look at the quality of what I do, and I like to think that I am the best at doing what I do. The last thing I want is to get caught slipping and someone comes and takes my spot or does something better than me, man. I think in order to be successful, especially on a platform like YouTube, you gotta be aggressive. You gotta be able to put out content. You gotta be working a lot, man. People say that working and doing YouTube full time is like an easy gig, man. You got it so easy. But if people knew how much I actually work, they probably wouldn't want to do what I do, man. It's fun. I love it. It requires a lot of work. So I would say that my ultimate motivation really is just to be the best that I can be at what I do. I go into the gym and there's dudes way bigger than me, dudes that are more shredded than me, but I'm on that cardio every day going faster than any of them will ever go on that machine. So for me, that's my little win. I know what I'm doing every day. I know the work that I'm putting in, right? And I think when you take pride in what you do and you look at the work and the stuff you're putting out and you look at it like you're proud of it, I just don't see how you can fail, man. You know, that's why I always say, like, take pride in what you do, take pride in like the cooking, take pride in the gym, take pride in your new record, because that's gonna carry you way farther than sitting back scratching your head. Real talk. Thanks for the question. From that guy Nish, do you ever still eat the traditional prep meals, chicken, rice, and broccoli, as I still feel like there's room for them when you want something simple and to the point? No, I don't eat chicken, rice, and broccoli anymore. And I guess here is the fallacy, and like you're thinking, right? You're like, I feel like there's room when you want something simple and to the point. Dude, chicken, rice, and broccoli is 3 separate dishes put together. You gotta cook your broccoli separate, cook your rice separate, cook your chicken separate. It takes time. People act like it's just so simple to do that. That still takes time. French toast is infinitely faster. Any of my chicken burritos, infinitely faster. Quick overnight oats. I mean, I have a lot of recipes that can be done in just a matter of minutes. So I mean, why would I eat that and it's not simple? I mean, no, I'm not. Thanks for Thanks for your question. From Dusty Shoemaker, you are truly an inspiration to me. Hey, thanks, man. From the bits I hear in your videos, your music sounds dope. Where can I find out more about it? If you go to any music streaming platform and you type in Remington James, I will pop up. There's not many Remington James. I'm like the only one. The project that is put out, Summer Samurai, is everywhere. My first project, Prototype 7, is out there. And to be honest, man, this music thing is like, I love it. I love music. But I had to look deep into like what was kind of making me successful, and I had to like pivot more towards YouTube. I would love to do more music. I really would, but who got the time? But if you want to check that out, man, just type in Remington James or link in my description. So my music's down there. If you're wondering, my intro song, that's me, baby. All me. Thanks for your question. From Ethan Pack, when do you start to see progress in the abs? I have the bicep vein in my arms and around my hips, but I have no actual six-pack, just the two-pack on top with some flab on the bottom. All right, he got more here, but we ain't reading that. Basically, you're not lean enough. Your body fat percentage is not low enough. We all got different genetics, so some people can maintain abs at a higher body fat percentage and look more aesthetic. For me to maintain abs, I gotta be pretty dang lean. You might just need to be leaner. You know what I mean? If you got lower belly flab, as you described it in your question, you're just not lean enough, man. So instead of saying, do I need to do more on training? I'm running 3 miles a day, which burns 400 calories, yada, all that to me, that means nothing. What's your diet like, man? Everybody wants to try to outrun the diet. Everybody wants to try to take the shortcut to the abs, man. The abs are diet. I always say, unless you just have like God tier genetics, your abs are diet. First and foremost, you ain't gonna outrun a bad diet. You ain't gonna get some special surgery that's gonna give you abs. You gotta work for them, man. That's why I take abs as a badge of honor in the fitness world, because I know that it takes work to get that, man. Unless you're just like a really skinny dude. I mean, it's hard, man. It's not always easy, but if you follow the diet, follow the recipes, you'll get there. Thanks for your question. From David Marco, can I lose weight on the anabolic diet without exercise? Is being in a calorie deficit enough? I use the TDE and know my calories to maintain and lose. Yeah, definitely lose weight. You just have to have a calorie deficit. That's it. Now, I always say training's awesome because you're gonna build muscle at the same time. You're gonna have a more aesthetic, a more pleasing physique. Your body's more likely to hold on to muscle on you when you're in a calorie deficit. If you're weight training, you're given a reason to want to stay, for sure. But by no means do you have to train in order to see results. A calorie deficit is still gonna work the same. You just don't get to eat as much if you're not training. That's why I do so much cardio, because the amount of recipes I'm cooking, the amount of trial and error I have to do to get these right for the channel, like I gotta be able to eat a lot more. So that's why I train. I train my butt off so I can eat more. And I love food, man. So, but yeah, you don't need it. You don't. Thanks for your question. From Joey Day, what's your strategy for saving and spending money? I see you in a nice home and sweet cars, so I'm curious how you do it. That is a easy question. One that people usually don't like the answer to, but my number one rule is if you don't need it, you don't freaking buy it. I've met people that you look at them on Instagram and they look super successful. You're like, man, this dude's killing it. Then you find out they're broke and they're in debt because they're paying money to try to flex on everybody on the gram. They're always buying new clothes. They're always buying new watches, new shoes all the time, buying stuff that you don't need, man. I haven't bought a new pair of shoes in almost 2 years. I rarely ever buy new clothes. I mean, I wear my own apparel all the time, to be honest. I grit my teeth when I got to spend a little extra money on something I wasn't expecting. You have to like guard your money with your life, and then you just save it, and then you get addicted to how much you got in the bank. And then when it is time to buy a house, you want to buy a car you like, you have enough for the down payment. You have a rainy day fund in case worst case scenario, something really bad happened, you got money to cover it. So like when I fly back to Ohio, for instance, right? I could easily fly first class, get a crazy swagged out Airbnb. I could get a crazy rental car. I could do all this stuff. But your boy still stayed in the $70 a night Airbnb, took the worst flight, the cheapest flight I could possibly take, and rented the crappiest car that I could possibly get because do I really need to have all this crazy stuff? Do you need it? I really find that the less you have, the less stress you have, if that makes sense. Like I try to keep my house, I mean, I got the essentials here, but it's pretty empty for the most part because I don't need anything, man. For me to be happy, I just need my work essentials. I need a decent TV and some video games and a puppy. He's around here somewhere. That's it. Anything above and beyond that, I don't need. So save money, man. Appreciate your question. And the final question from Ashley Leeson. In the spirit of the holidays, what are you most grateful for? This is a good one. I like this one. To be honest, I had to do some thinking on this because I was trying to figure out like, what am I really grateful for? And I think this year, man, more than anything, I would say my health, to be honest. Like we're in a crazy time where you guys know, I'm not sure what I'm allowed to say because they like demonetize your videos from mentioning it, but you guys know what's happening in the world right now, right? And I am privileged enough with my health to know that if I got this thing, it's not going to affect me really at all. And the fact that I have good enough health where I can wake up every day, do what I do, I can go to the gym every single day. I have energy. I'm not like missing a limb. I don't have anything really that would like hold me back, man. I'm very blessed with what I've been given. I mean, I think it's easy to fall in the trap of like I could be bigger, I could have better genetics, I could be more handsome. It's easy to fall into that, but I find that real happiness comes when you really are grateful for what you were given. And I'm just thankful that I got my health, man. For real. And for you guys, of course, man. For you guys are great. Appreciate you guys as always. always, for watching the channel, man. Hopefully you guys have a very blessed and Merry Christmas. Lots of great videos coming. 2021, I want to be the best year this channel's ever had. I want to hit 1 million. That's my goal. Even though we might not reach it, I always say, man, you should have big goals. So even if you fall short and you tried your butt off to get to that goal, you still accomplished something big, baby. I know Christmas is a couple days away. If you want to buy the RJF Anabolic Cookbook as a gift, all you got to do is shoot me an email at the link in my description. We can set it up to where I can give you a special code if you want to give that code to somebody so they can download the book. Or just pick it up, because it's great, man. The anabolic diet, my entire guide, you guys already know. If you're watching this, you already know. So link in description, you get it once, you know the deal. Smash thumbs up button for me, comment anything down below for the algorithm, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and guys, until next time, I will see each and every one of you at the next video. See you guys. Peace. Merry Christmas too. Merry Christmas.